Good evening, race fans, and welcome to this freaky fast broadcast here at Hickory Motor Speedway. This broadcast is brought to you by Vermont Sim Racer. Vermont is home to some of the best professional drivers in the world. They practice in simulators to hone their skills, prepare their cars, and get familiar with new tracks. Now, Vermont Sim Racer brings these same high-power simulators to you in a 4-seat sim racing venue. Even if you already have your own sim, it's nice to race friends head-to-head in the same room. Maybe friends that always ask to drive your sim, now you can drive door-to-door. Vermont Sim Racer. And also, this is brought to you by Elite Performance Industries. Elite Performance Industries is your home for iRacing setups, schemes, apparel, and driver development. Visit raceepi.com today for everything you need to take your sim racing career to the next level. And welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Maple Ridge Racing Series. Like I said, at Hickory Motor Speedway, I am Carl Pooler. In the booth with me is Zach Hall, and as always, Robert Moyer Jr. in the production booth. And Zach, I don't know about you, but this is the first time I've actually ever laid eyes on this track, so I am really excited to see the action we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I've always heard the tales of the Hickory Motor Speedway, Carl, all throughout the history of it. I mean, it's so historic. A bunch of NASCAR stars have actually grown up racing here. It's a very, very popular racetrack when it comes to the grassroots of racing and really determining how drivers get to that, top level of NASCAR. So it's really cool to see them taking super late miles back here to the roots here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Is already seeing some a little bit of mistakes there from that 58 machine there, Johnny Hurst there getting into the wall. So definitely a interesting start here. But yeah, like you said, also my first time watching a race here, Carl. So we're going to be learning on the fly here, my friend.
Well, that's how I'd love to do it. That's what we do. And here at Hickory Motor Speedway, it is just over a third of a mile long. A really old asphalt track. You see the seams, you see the cracks. This track, from what I understand, has a lot of character. I've been watching practice for a minute now, and it has just been really, really nuts. And they've had their hands full. And right now, we see the qualifying results with Mario Urcolani in holding that pole position for the moment. So already still 6 minutes to go in this session, but looks like everyone's laid a time down. About a tenth off is second place of RS Center. So Zach, RS Center, the winner of the last, oh, I'm sorry, not last race. That was a fuel mileage race, but they dominated the entire race until the end. But him about a tenth off of the pace at the moment.
Yeah, about a tenth off the pace, and that's kind of interesting to see, but not very interesting is Mario at the top of the board. He has been the pole setter for majority of our races so far. That's gonna be three in a row here if it ends this way, I believe, for him here at Hickory. If all the times come through, looks like Ryan Scowney is the only driver yet to put a time in for the 12 machine here for our 13 super late miles out here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. But yeah, Mario would be his third pole in a row here and in the league, and also I mean, after last week, he was so dominant. Led so many laps. The fuel mileage comes back to bite him. That's where Steven Hassett comes in, steals that victory at the Phoenix Raceway. And man, oh man, I'm telling you, Mario though, he's had the points lead. He comes in here with that points lead over Steven Hassett, but he wants to get a win. He has yet to get that done, and tonight he's going to try to get it done here at the historic Hickory Motor Speedway.
He is definitely going to get it done, but let's not count the rest of the drivers out. Qualifying is just wrapped up, and of course, Urcolani on that pole position. RS Center dominated the last couple of races in second place. Peyton Hill in the 48 machine in third. Ronald Cole sitting there in fourth. Brad Hoggett in fifth position. Stefan Hassett, last week's winner on fuel in the 91 in sixth place. The seventh place position belongs to the 5 machine of John Pietz. Eighth place is the 54 of Alex Marinelli. Jonathan Dickerman is there in the ninth place, and looks like Ben Mashburn is there in 10th.
And going to round out our field here in the 11th position is Justin Hamlin. 12th going to go to Johnny Hurst. And the 13th and final super late mile here on the racetrack is the 12 of Ryan Scowney as they roll off of the grid. That's your starting grid here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway.
And we're watching them roll off. These laps, they are sub 14-second laps. So these guys are turning these laps in a blink of an eye, and a lot can happen. seen earlier races, these cars are a little loose, and I did see some cars, especially on the exit of turn 4, lose it. And it is hot out here today with the 104 track temp. So it's going to be hot, it's going to be slick, and I think some of the tempers of these drivers are also going to be hot.
Oh, no doubt, indeed. I think this track, we'll see. I just watched a little bit of practice. Very tough, very short straightaways, very long corners to make up this third of a mile racetrack. It's going to be a tough one. Let's see who can get it done, though, here as the pace cars going to look to come in here.
Pace car in pit road, green flag in the hands of the master there, Barney, and we are off in RS Center. Oh, wow. Tried to cut off the 41, and the 41 was having none of it. The 110 in the wall with a great start for the 41 of Mario Ercolani is going to take the lead here and take this first lap with the 48 of Peyton Hill. Not far behind him in the 88 machine of Rod Haggett had a great start as well, starting there and getting up to third. So, we see the 88 get a little close there, but here we are riding on board with the 9 of Ronald Cole. Ronald Cole had an early incident last week and was able to recover to a decent finish. So look at this guy to make his way up front as well.
Yeah, definitely going to be some heavy hitters here to start off. But yeah, we've seen kind of a similar trend of Mario starting on pole, and when RS there starts beside him, he seems to get the jump on that initial start, almost clears him, and just a little bit of contact from the right front fender of that 41 to the left rear quarter panel of that number, the number 110 there of RS Center, and that really sent him straight up into the wall, and he's going to have to rebound from that. Now back in the 9th position. Lots of damage on the right side of that car too, so that's going to be tough. It's going to be a stack up back there as we jump on board with last week's winners. Up in front of him, the 88 of Brad Hoggett. He's around, and that's going to be our first caution of the night here out on the racetrack.
And the 88 around there is definitely our first caution. We mentioned these guys struggling a little bit on the handling. The second car to have an issue, but the first caution of the night is here at lap 7, Zach. And this is interesting. Maybe a point that needs to be made. It out earlier that the 41 has kind of lost out on a couple of those restarts, and I wonder if that wasn't just maybe to get a point across. He's tired of letting them in and just decided to put his nose there because he was the pole car and he's tired of getting passed on the outside on these restarts. So I wonder if that has a little bit of something to do with that.
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of aggression shown there by not even really the 41, really RS Center there trying to close off the door there on that corner. I mean, he got a great start, but he really drove it off into one and tried to close that door quickly and get control of that lead. But the 41 was already there, and a little bit of contact between those two, and that really upset that 110 and has put him mired back here in the pack now. Going to have to definitely work his way back up. But what we've seen there with the 88 of Brad Hoggett there spinning from the 3rd position, that's a common thing I saw in practice. A lot of guys losing the rears of these race cars, and it started all the way from the entry center all the way to late exit for him. So it was just really trying to hold on to that car all the way around. Lucky for his sake, he gets that caution to regroup this field back up.
Yeah, it didn't look like he sustained too much damage, so he should be able to continue on. Like the 110, looks like he took a pretty big whack there at the beginning of the race, but he's there sitting in 7th place right now, so he's doing all right for himself. And with this caution, it helps everyone kind of get back up and on the grid and ready to go side by side as the pace car, the lights on the pace car are out, the pace car in pit road, green flag is out, and we have another restart. The 41 Mario Ercolani gets a great restart, and that whole back second lane didn't really get as good of a restart as I think they would have wanted. And the 41, 48, and the 9 shot out like a cannon on that green flag.
Yeah, Ronald Cole there in the 9 machine. He was that 3rd car there on the restart. Didn't have the greatest start, but still able to take that 3rd position as Steven Hassett slides into 4th. But the battle is Piet in RS Center. Is John is there on the outside working in the 5, but I think the 110 is going to get it done there and get himself back up into a top 5 position. Good bit of right side damage on that car, but I tell you what, these super late models very, very tough, and we're going to get to see how much damage really affects one of these race cars.
Well, and we were kind of hitting on it last week, Zach. You don't know what the damage does on some of these cars, and as we're riding along, We see the 12th car just kind of sitting back, watching this mess in front of him, just trying to keep the car underneath him and make sure he doesn't make any mistakes. As we see these cars are already just trying to find grip, whether or not they're just losing it on entry. As we see another spin into turn 1, looks like that is the 54 of Alex Marinelli. So we have a caution here already, lap 16 with spin. So these cars really loose again tonight.
Yeah, and I think this one might have been a little bit of help here, as I think we'll go back here on this freaky fast replay. And I think he's going to get a little bit of help here, as we'll see. It's going to be Jonathan Dickerman there battling with this 54 or so. This is going to see here as they come off a 4 here. They're going to be looking to get a run here, and this 13 is going to have a slight run. He's going to poke a nose to the inside. Marinelli going to try to cover it off, but again, contact there on the turn into turn 1. Sends Marinelli around. Dickerman, though, going to receive the EOL there for causing that incident.
And that's it's been aggressive all race. This is a really aggressive class of drivers, and they're all really want to get the most on the restarts. And we've already seen a couple times guys try to shove their nose maybe where it's a little early to be making those moves here. Lap 17. Yeah, these laps are quick, but we do have 125 laps to get it all sorted out. I think a little bit, another caution, maybe let these guys calm their nerves just a little bit more before we go racing. But green flag run we saw at Phoenix last week was really fun. Everything came down to a fuel run in an early instant. It kind of was fortuitous for the 91 to Stefan Hazitz, and he's sitting there pretty in 4th place. So you never know what can happen, but these guys, looks like the cars are straight enough, and Arrow's not being too big of an issue at the moment.
Yeah, really, I think Arrow is not going to be too much of an issue here this third of a mile, especially in these super lates like this. So I think here tonight it's going to be mostly down to mechanical grip and drivers getting the braking points, and they're putting the power down to these rear tires on the exits. So we'll see how it all works out as we're looking to go back green here. We'll see if they can keep it clean.
Green and clean is what we love to see. And here we are away. Green flag in the air. 41 Ercolani getting a great start, followed in by Peyton Hill in the 48 machine. The 9 of Ronald Cole sitting there in 3rd, doing really well holding that spot, but don't look now. The 110 of RS Center is in 4th, and we have another past the 91 looking like he's going to lose another position to the 5. And John Pietni does. He's going to give that position away and get down. The low line is the dominant line here typically at these shorter tracks, and that's where everyone's trying to take up their max real estate so they can stay down there.
Yeah, this track really, it seems to pays off to be right down near that yellow line, trying to get as low as possible. All 4 of these cars up front here. Here's our center as we ride on board with the 110. He's trying to make his way back up into the top 3, slides the rear end there on entry. He's going to get the pass done and make his way back up to 3rd position here on lap number 23 as they head down the back strip.
RS Center doing a great job recovering from an early incident on lap 1. Up in 30 was as far back as 7th, so he's done really well with these last couple of cautions, made some good passes, and is putting down some really good lap times. Last lap was a 14.0, about the same as the leader, so he's really making some moves. And now as we see a caution come out, looks like the 12 and the 19 spin going into turn 1. So the 3rd caution here, lap 25. We have 100 laps to go, and these guys are taking it to the max as we watch here on the Freaky Fast replay. Riding along, we see him get down nice and easy. Maybe got a little bit close to the bumper. Looks like he's going to try and take that. Oh, the 19 just gets loose and loses it down the front stretch, and the 12 has nowhere to go. Ooh, that's going to be some serious damage for both of those cars. I think they might want one of those fast repairs.
Yeah, I was about to say that too, Carl. I think a fast repair is going to be used for that group of drivers for sure. Ryan Scowney and Justin Hamlin going to have to be coming into pit road to get work done on those race cars for sure. But man, like you said, 3rd caution here in the opening 30 laps of this race, and I'll tell you, even the session here has 55 minutes in it. We're already 10 minutes passing the 11th minute mark of this race. That really only leaves us with 44 minutes left, so we could see time become somewhat of a factor when we get down to that 100 lap mark. So I'm gonna be interested to see if that is the case when we get there.
There's always a sense of time and urgency here, so maybe these guys know that time is short and they're trying to make as much happen as possible, but the more issues they cause, the slower it goes with the more cautions. But got to give a shout out to one of our sponsors here at Freaky Fast. I'm going to give a shout out to ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail from subtle footsteps to a rumble of a race car engine. Ambient environmental effects and nearby explosions as well. It moves a physical mass instead of only air, and makes it that much better than a traditional speaker, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game. No additional software required. Use the code FreakyFast20 for 20% off your order. And Zach, as we see them get side by side again, I think nothing is going to really calm down. These guys are racing each other really hard, and it's almost as narrow as this track is. It hasn't caused any more issues other than a car spin here and a couple cars in the last incident.
Yeah, I think this is just a really, really tough racetrack, because I think we're getting ready to go back green here to see how this works out.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see, and the green flag is out, and Peyton Hill gets actually a really good restart. He's going to shut the door on the 110 of RS Center like he's done the past couple of restarts, but the 110 is really fast at the moment, and he is going to burn up the bumper of that 48. As we see, he gets right up on there, coming out of turn 4, and these guys side by side further on in the pack, really struggling to get a handle on those cars, and it looks like Peyton Hill really trying to defend hard against the 110 of RS Center.
There's a major incident off of turn 2. Jonathan Dickerman and Alex Marinelli just get the cars back going here. The leaders have been catching Dickerman. I'm surprised we did not get a yellow. That car was 2 cars completely stopped. Dickerman now losing the rear here on entry. He might have to miss the pit road entry. This is definitely not working out for Dickerman right now. He's going to lose a lap. Gets the car back going, but Marinelli, it was multiple cars down into the corner. I reckon the 24 was the first one to go around, the 54, then the 88. It was just calamity down there on that restart.
Well, and without a caution coming out, that's going to back those cars way back up to the leaders, and we're going to be dealing with lap traffic way before than we thought we would have as the battle continues here. Looks like this is for the 9th position, so these guys really battling hard here back in the pack, and we see the leaders right behind them, so already drama here, as looks like the leaders are only about a second and a half away, so these guys closing in quick on these lap cars.
Yeah, this is where this is going to get very interesting. What do the lappers do? Do they give the respect to the leaders, or do they try to weather this storm knowing a caution could be around the corner at any moment to keep them on the lead lap here? They are battling hard. They're right in front. It's going to be the 88 and the 24 machine. Sorry, that's actually the 4 there. Ben Mashburn has got the 24 on the door, but definitely hard-nosed racing here between this group.
See the 4 go up there a little bit on the track, give some room for the leaders, and this has given RS Center an opportunity to try and make a pass for that 2nd position, but it is really difficult, as we are seeing here with all this live traffic, to make that pass. It's these guys, it looks like the 48 lost a little bit there in corner entry, and RS Center trying to take advantage, but cannot get around the 48 due to that 4 machine on the outside. So these lap cars putting a little kink into how these guys are passing for the lead here at the pack, as we watch these guys go around, and we see the 48 of Peyton Hill there on board, trying to chase down the 41, and he has about a half a second gap to make up, and he's really trying to defend from the 110 behind him, so he is doing really well, actually trying to maintain that position.
Yeah, maintained it very well as Peyton Hill, and he had a good run at Phoenix last week, was able to really make light of even having to hit pit road late, so he did a great job to make that work out for the 48 as he continues to run in the 2nd spot. He's not too far behind Mario, but like you said, he's really got the pressure is what's behind. RS Center really putting that pressure on, and these 3 are really putting on a really, really strong pace. Other than Ronald Cole, actually now in the 9 has gotten past the lap cars too, so it's a 4-car kind of breakaway up front here for our front 4, and it's been kind of the 4 guys that we've seen so far this season. It's starting to be a little bit of a trend here. Mario Ecolani, Peyton Hill, RS Center, and Ronald Cole. Those 4 are definitely 4 of the top drivers here the past few weeks.
Oh, definitely. They've had this speed They've been able to recover from mistakes made early on in the race. So these have been the guys who've been mentioning week in, week out. As we see a little bit of looseness off corner exit there, but these guys have been putting on a show up here from the front, and no one's really been safe. It's been a really good gamble, and even some of the faster cars, as we witnessed last week, didn't win the race with it coming down to fuel mileage. But this is really fun to watch. These guys are putting on a great show already this evening. As you see right there, a lot of these guys going side by side, trying to get past some of these lap cars and make sure they don't fall down even further in the pecking order. So already lap traffic becoming an issue. About 50 laps done in this race.
Yeah, definitely in the midst of that. And while you were talking there, Carl, the 9, Ron Cole, he had a major moment, and he looks like he's struggling with the rear end, and especially in the entry. So seems like these cars are very much sliding that. And oh man, our leader is in some major traffic. Mario here, he's got up to Alex Marinelli here, who is the last car on the lead lap there in the ninth position. But Marinelli not making it easy. Eckerlani here having a tough time. It's allowed Peyton Hill and our center both to close the gap down. This front three here could get a little bit more interesting, especially the way they're sliding here. These rear tires are not feeling great.
Oh, not at all, especially on corner exit. Seems to be where they're really having the issues. They can brake early enough and try and get, as we see, a caution on the course for another instant, but that was a really good, strong green flag run, and we saw a lot happening. Alex Marinelli was able to stay on the lead lap with that, so he stays on the lead lap after an early spin. These guys gonna stack them together and restart, but first we're gonna go to this instant replay here, and we're just gonna see on corner exit, we see the 24 there, just cruising, going into turn 1 and losing it like we've seen so often, and the 5 unfortunately gets wrapped there of John Piet involved in that, just another spin. So that turn 1 is really treacherous right now.
Yeah, it looks very, very treacherous. And not only that, I think even in the entry of 3, these guys seem to be very much loose on entry, and that could be a case of them messing with the brake bias, moving that brake bar back and forth, trying to get the optimal turn in here, because as that car starts to build that air pressure in the front tires, it's not going to want to turn. So we've definitely seen a fair few of a good racing right there under that green flag, but this yellow flag here has definitely been a good change of pace here. This is going to let everybody get back up here. Marinelli fought very hard there to stay on the lead lap there for that yellow flag too. So definitely a great job by him. But while we're under caution here, perfect time to give a shout out to one of our sponsors here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and that is iRacing iFlag, the visual flag system with 64 LEDs to bring you information all around the racetrack, not only from green flags, yellow flags, black flags, blue flags, to all types of different information, such as even a spotter. It can tell you from if a car is inside, outside, in front of you, behind you. It is a awesome product, and you make sure you want to go to iRacingIFlag.com to get one of yours today for their visual flag systems and many of their other products, such as their digital pit boards. So great stuff on their website. Make sure you go check them out and tell them that Freaky Fast sent you. So thank you to iRacing iFlag for being a great sponsor, and looks like we go double file here, so we're going to be looking to get some green flag racing back under our belt, as we've got 57 laps down now. And I tell you what, Marinelli, he fought hard to stay on the lead lap. It worked well, because guess what? He's going to restart back here in the field.
He's going to start that back in the field, but here we are. We have Ercolani in center, bumper to bumper here, and 110 is going to hold that inside position hard away from Peyton Hill, who is so trying hard to pass during the green flag run. It looks like he's going to maintain that position coming out of 4 just by a hair, but he has the 110 is going to now set his sights on the 41 of Ercolani, but the 48 and the 9 hot behind him. The 9 trying to make the pass, same pass on Peyton Hill, as the 41 looks to try and break away from the 110 right now. But these guys back here for the, looks like they have an incident in the turn 3, the number 12, but he is still rolling on the track, so no caution for that. But looks like another breakaway, the top 4. We have Ronald Cole there in 4th, but 110 of RS Center trying to make a hard move for the lead, and he is there to the bumper of Ercolani. He is trying hard gets there on the inside lane. He's going to make the pass. Oh, side by side coming out of 4 here. Man, this battle for the lead has been just on fire. It looks like the 48 is going to follow the trail of the 110 unless the 41 of Ercolani can get down in front of these guys. Battling hard. It's like, this is great racing.
Yeah, you're seeing how dominant the inside line is. There goes Peyton Hill also by for the second position. Ercolani going to have to try to slot in and figure out how to get his way back up to the front as we look to the 9 of Ronald Cole. He's trying to work his way forward as he watches this front 3 sliding off a turn 4. To RS Center, what a drive for him early into the wall with the contact between him and Ercolani. But he has been so good on the race runs, and that's showing right here as he's driven to the lead.
And he has done really well, even with that damage early on, and he's even pulling away from the lead, but about a 7/10 of a second lead off of the 48 from Peyton Hill. But those other 3 cars are almost right on top of each other, with looks like the 58 of Johnny Hurst going to try and join this pack in a decent gap to the 5 machine of John Piet, who was involved in that incident, that latest incident, but is trying to stay on the lead lap and try and stay in sight of that pack. But these guys are going really hard right now in the top 5, and it looks like Ronald Cole's going to try to make a move on the 41 of Ercolani.
Yeah, possibly looking to maybe make something happen. There is that 9 machine. Ercolani really starting to struggle as this run continues on, and that is a huge question mark for me for this race. And right now it looks like sliding the rears there. I know Cole had an issue earlier getting into the corner a little too high. He's trying to do the same thing for Ercolani, make him make a mistake so he can grab that position. But while that's happening in the front 2, they're starting to drive away a little bit, and Peyton Hill, got to give him credit. He's keeping the pressure on, and as we say that, now they're side by side for that 3rd position there. It's going to be the 9 machine, Ronald Cole there off the 4. He's going to have the power down, and as they head off into 1 and 2, can he get the pass done? I think that this will be the spot that he gets it done. No, the 41 still keeps it there, but the 9 going to be able to clear here down in 3 and 4. And look at this, Ercolani going to have that 58 of Johnny Hurst down to the inside. Our pole setter and points leader struggling here as this run continues.
And it's just shades of what we saw on the restart. He lost that inside line, and not only did he lose 1 spot, but he almost lost 2. Looks like Johnny Hurst lost a little bit on that corner exit, but Ercolani really struggling right now. And we have another caution on the track. Looks like the 4 got around in turn 4. So we have a caution for that at lap 72. 73. We have 53 laps to go here at Hickory Motor Speedway, and already these guys are racing really hard. But Zach, one thing I've noticed, the sun is going down, the temperature's going down. We started this race above 110 in track temp, but right now we're about 103, so this weather cooling off, and I wonder if that isn't contributing to the handling issues Ercolani's dealing with right now.
Yeah, I mean, that could very well be changing this racetrack a very well good bit. And you know, as that weather, impacts the racetrack, it changes the balance of these race cars. And maybe Ercolani is not affecting it the way he wants it to go. But the question is here is, how is he going to rebound from this? Here he's in 4th right now. But can he get something going here in this final run to get something done? I don't think you're going to see anybody pit here just due to the tires that we have here with the Hoosiers. But, man, you're seeing them all stay out again. And it's just going to be tough for him now. He's just got to cool the tires down and try to get back into this mode. And hopefully he can get himself in a good position because, man, he's had such a good season, just hasn't got the win yet.
And, sometimes consistency will win you championships. But, as a racer, Ercolani's just itching for that win for this season. He's been so close so many times, has the speed, qualifies on the pole, but just connecting the dots just isn't working out for him to get that win. But I am a little worried for him in that outside lane. We saw him get past, and he just lost a lot of time if he was forced in that outside lane. He's going to want to have to dip down in front of that 58 as soon as possible as he has that chance, but we have to see the restart that the 48 will get in that second lane.
Yeah, we've seen our sitter be able to get some good starts up top. We'll see what Peyton Hill can do, but can Ronald Cole take advantage of restarting in 3rd? That's going to be my big question also. And yeah, what can Ercolani do up top in 4th? It's a tough spot to restart in personally, and we'll see if he can hold on to a position. Really, if he can just hold station in 4th, that would be a win from his standpoint. So we'll see how it works out here. And when we take the green, it's going to be 77 laps in the books. And, man, it's quickly clicking away here.
Quickly indeed, just as it started, the pace car lights are off the track into pit road, and we are off in green here. And the 110 having a great restart, just jumping out to the lead. Looks like 41 of Ercolani is going to be stuck on the outside, have to gather it up. He will take that inside line going into 3, keeping away the 58 of Johnny Hurst, as we have already a freight train. The top 4 cars just on a rail around this track. But don't look now, looks like the 58 is under attack by Alex Marinelli, the guy who just fought so hard to stay on the lead lap. This is the battle for 5th here. Alex Marinelli recovering from an incident and trying to go for 5th position. So got to give my hat to Alex Marinelli there with a great recovery and way to fight for that lead lap.
Yeah, I figured he had some decent pace. He was able to hold the leaders off there for a while. So this is showing right here what he already had, and right there's a little bit of scary moment for me at the car. I had a little bit of network issue ahead of him and almost got into the back of him, but he keeps that thing nice and straight here. But yeah, like you said, knocking on the door of a top 5. This would be awesome to see that 50.
But having an issue is the 41 of Marinelli there in 4th position. He has fallen way off the pace. He's lost a ton of speed, already nearly 2 seconds back, and just struggling with the handling of that car, as looks like the 54 is going to try and make a move on the 58 of Johnny Hurst coming out of 4th, but he's not going to be able to make the pass. He's got to try and set it up again, as looks like the 9 is burning up the bumper of the 48 for 2nd place. These guys are on top of each other all throughout the track here, battling for 1st through 3rd as we are riding along with the 9 of Ronald Cole. These guys have not gotten any separation from each other, but they have separated from the field quite a distance, about a 1.25 seconds, maybe a 1.5 seconds. And that 41 is, I think I would say this is holding up that 2nd line. The 58 trying to get past the 41, but also at the same time defending that position from the 54. As we see, the 48 makes a mistake going into turn 3. The 9 is going to make a move to the inside, and he's going to take this position going into 1.
Great move by Ronald Cole there, taking that 2nd spot, and man, he's been really charging here. He's was got by Ercolani, now by Hill. Can he do something with this 110? Those two have looked very, very strong to move their ways through the field here tonight. But man, Cole doing another exceptional job. Looks like Marinelli also, he got by Hurst. He's up into a top 5 position. He'll be trying to fight Mario here next thing before you know it.
Well, it does look like Marinelli is running very similar lap times to Ercolani, so definitely has that opportunity. But we're seeing these top 3 cars. Peyton Hill has been on the top 3 all night long, but the battle here, this is 12th, and we have a caution again. Looks like the 13th is around in turn 3, so under caution again here. But these laps, Zach, like you said, ticking away, 36 to go. That's lap 90, averaging about 3 laps of caution. So right there, these guys really running out of time to get that lead. And it looks like the 110 maybe he doesn't and can't quite take the lead like he wants to.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting scenario here with this caution. So the 13 having a little bit of a mistake, has in order to go for him. The 91 gets in the back of him. And that brings out the 6th caution of the night. And yeah, this is setting up to be interesting now, with Cole going to have to start up on the high side and Hill going to be able to start 3rd. I mean, it's definitely a different situation. And even now, Marinelli, he's even past Ercolani.
Don't look now, but speaking of Ercolani, the 41 car on pit road, looking like he's taking full service. So the 41, knowing he was struggling. Oh, here comes the 110 of our center and the 48 of Peyton Hill, seeing that the 41 pit strategy making a call here. So as we let these guys cycle through and let them get them service, going to give a shout out to Advanced Sim Racing. They were founded in 2020, and they are the fastest growing North American racing simulation chassis manufacturer and digital motorsport equipment retailer. They're owned and operated by passionate sim racers like you and me, and they design and build the sturdiest and most durable aluminum profile racing simulation cockpits available in the market today. They have a quick lead time for order fulfillment and around-the-clock live support. Give them a look at advancedsimracing.com. They are use the discount code FreakyFast5, all spelled out. They get 5% off your entire order. So give a thanks to Advanced Sim Racing for helping us bring this awesome broadcast and this awesome racing to you guys tonight here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Zach, we have a whole mixed field now because we have Ronald Cole there in first with Alex Marinelli. So we see Marinelli fighting for that lap. It paid off for him today.
Yeah, this definitely paid off for him. We're going to have a mixed bag, like you said. Ronald Cole up front, now in the 9 on the older tires. Marinelli in second, Hogan there in third, Hurst in fourth. It's going to be Arcolani there in fifth, the first car on new tires. This is interesting. It's going to put Center back in seventh also.
And here we go. Time to find out what will work. The 9 car is away. Green flag. The 9 car knew he has cars with fresh tires behind him, so he needed to get away. And right behind him is Alex Marinelli as well. So these guys trying to break away. If it goes green, those tires may be a difference, but we'll see if they get up to temp and if they can not fight the cars in front of them, because it looks like the 58 having a little bit of connection issues leaking in and out there, but seems to keep everyone in line at the moment. And so far, all good as the 54-9 break away from the rest of this field.
Oh, a little bit of contact from the back bumper of the from the front bumper of the 48 to the back bumper of the 41 there, as they're stacked up a little bit behind Brad Hogan. They're trying to find their way around this 88 machine, but it's been tough here. Is now the 41 going to look to the inside down in the 1. Center almost into the back of the 48. These are the 3 that are going to have to watch out for. They got the brand new tires. Will they have the pace? Ronald Cole out front running a 14.19 on these older tires. I think the older tires are holding in well. Will this come back to bite the guys who pitted?
Well, they're roughly about a 10th faster. We have 26 laps to go, so it could mean a lot here as the 41 is sneaking up on the 51 of Marinelli. The 9 Ronald Cole, not after that great restart there, has kind of plateaued out there, has about a half a second lead on the 54, but the 41 of Ercolani creeping in slowly but surely with Peyton Hill and RS Center right behind him. So we have 24 laps to go, and they are there, Zach. I don't think these tires might have been the right call.
Yeah, these tires might have definitely been the right call, and especially for Ercolani. I mean, he was struggling on the older set of tires. He made, Peyton Hill and RS Center reconsider their thoughts, and they came down. The next time as old as Peyton Hill behind this group has a mistake, that's going to let RS Center get to the inside of him. That's a good battle there for that position. Is now Ercolani going to try to make his move for a second. Also, it's battles all around Hickory here as everybody's trying to make it go here at go time.
And what is even better is they are keeping it straight and true on track, and these guys are battling hard. Marinelli battling hard on the outside of Ercolani, trying to fight off that position, and dives down on the inside line right in front of the 110 machine and has to check up. Oh, as we see the 9, our leader getting to the wall on the front straightaway. Gets down into turn 1, but already passed by the 41 of Ercolani. The 110 of RS Center right there in the inside. So our top 2 runners are now going to be down multiple positions as we see the 48 of Peyton Hill try to make the pass on the 9. The 9 cannot keep that bottom, and that was making him struggle getting around these corners.
No doubt indeed. And oh man, we got smoke up in front of the leaders here. Hopefully it's staying clean. Is about to look up ahead of him. It looks like that was Steven Hassett. Luckily he keeps the car clean, but this is the battle that we're waiting for. Mario Ercolani, RS Center here, Center in the 110. They already had contact to start this race off. What goes down here to finish it off? It's Hickory Motor Speedway. It's going to be possibly the old bump and run style here.
And we don't look now, but the 91, last week's winner, Stefan Hassett, is, lap traffic, and we see the 110 get into the bumper of the 41. Here we go. He is trying that attack. He goes to the inside. He's going to be at the quarter panel, but the 41 has a great launch off of turn 2. He's going to hold that position and dive down into 3, coming out of 4, keeping the 110 behind him, but the RS Center is not deterred. They have that lap car right in front of them. That we saw that impact the race so much earlier in this race with only 15 to go. It may be even more important to try and get around that lap car as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's going to be super, super important for sure as they roll up on him. It's these two mono here as they've driven away from Payton Hill. As now Hassett, last week's winner at Phoenix, he goes up against the wall. He's going to let the top 2 go on and do battle between themselves. Great run between these guys, but man, I think Center, he is looking so much stronger in the center of the corner, no pun intended, and he is really closing in on that back bumper.
And he is there. All he needs to do is if he can just get a decent drive off, get the momentum going down the front straightaway, dip his nose in there, but it looks like he's going to be at the corner, going down the back straightaway. He is there in turn 3 with 12 to go, but 41 fights back hard on the outside, but they are going to bump, into the wall of the 110. The 41 wrecks the 48 of Payton Hill is going to wreck as well. Our leaders take each other out, and that was huge damage here, Zach, and we only have 11 laps to go. We're going to go green with roughly 7-8 laps, so this is going to be really crazy.
Oh no, this is going to be detrimental to these guys. Looks like Ercolani is going to come down the pit road to get the fast repair. We'll see here. This is just hard racing between the top two. Looks like Center is gonna almost clear here, and then just catches Ercolani there. So we're right on board if you couldn't see it, but it looks like just contact between those two as they enter the corner. Looks like maybe Ercolani coming down, Center maybe coming up. It's just racing hard, and it's like it turns them head first into those tire barrels. We're gonna get a second view of this to get maybe a better explanation of what happened. Looks like Ercolani almost up into the wall actually there, and he comes up off the wall to get out of it, and man, up in the RS Center, and man, that is a heavy lick there.
And that is just 2 racers trying to occupy the same space at the same time, and there was just not enough space to be had by the 2 drivers. But man, they were racing hard, and for the most part racing clean. The 41 was able to hold that outside line and just didn't quite have the speed that he wanted to be able to keep the 110 down there. So unfortunate for our 2 fastest cars of this race. And here we are, the 9 back in the lead. Ronald Cole, he led this last restart. He's going to lead this restart with Marinelli behind him. So here we go again with these 2. They raced really good, and they held on at least in the first part, but as the run went on, we saw those tires really show their wear.
Yeah, these tires have definitely started to show their wear there, possibly even there. As Center was starting to look better than Ercolani just like earlier in the race, and now we'll get to see how does Ronald Cole play this. I mean, he got into the wall there leading before. Now he's going to have Marinelli, Hogan, Scowney there in the top 2 rows. But look at RS Center. He stays out with that damage in the 5th position, and I tell you that, well, I am surprised he did not get a required repair damage flag.
These things are tough, but interestingly enough, the 54 is only on 66 laps on these tires, whereas Ronald Cole has not changed tires. So the tires already shown how they can be useful with the pace car off. The 9 car, great launch. The 54 Marinelli launching as well, diving down, cutting off the 88 machine going into turn 1, and here we go again. 54 heating up the bumper of the 9 now. The 9 not getting the lead that he wants in those tires of the 54. We are out for caution again. Looks like we had an incident in turn 3 between the 19 and the 4 machine. So we're going to rack him back up, Zach, and we are going to be, looks like possibly green-white checkered.
Yeah, possibly on the table for us here, but man, looks like that was possibly some contact from the 41 into the 19 and just right into the back bumper, and Mario Ercolani, the race going from bad to worse here after that incident. Now going to be involved in a second one there. Is not going to be what he wants to have as the points.
And Ercolani's just got to be so frustrated with himself. Had a great race going, battling for the lead, and just one incident causing him to be mired back here with some of the slower drivers here tonight at Hickory. And just a bad incident, just maybe ran out of patience and pushed the car just a little too hard. But we are here to go, and this is going to be a green-white checkered, I believe. And once again, Ronald Cole and Alex Marinelli filling out the front row of this when it goes. But this is it's go time. These guys got to have great restarts, and the 9 has been getting them. Alex Marinelli needs to find a way to time it better and maybe pinch the 9 down and get that pass on the outside of 2 with those fresher tires. So this race is going to be really exciting with the 88 behind him.
Yeah, this is going to be a wild, interesting restart to see. And I mean, even again, like I said, RS Center there, his car destroyed. But right there at 4th, he restarted 5th last time. Was actually able to make a position. He will have to start up top. That's going to hurt him a little bit. But man, you got to feel for that guy because man, really none of his own doing there involved in that incident. You know, taking the lead, just running his race, making the pass for the lead. Mario makes the mistake, gets into him, puts him into the tire barrier, and you know, fortunately for his sake, his car is still out here rolling, and he's able to possibly still fight for a top 3 here. So we'll see what he can do right there, restarting from 4th. But that's a tough predicament to be in.
And definitely don't want to be in that situation, but he's making the best out of it. We got to say is we are here 1, 2 green and getting ready to go.
I believe that's it. I don't think they have green white checkers.
Oh,
No,
we have run out of time here.
no, it's not time. There's no green white checkers, ladies and gentlemen. We have 16 minutes still left in the session. That is the official ending. That caution brought it into our race actually. So Ronald Cole is the winner. Alex Marinelli second, and Brad Hogan is third. Well, definitely caught off guard there a little bit by that, guys. But man, oh man, what a crazy ending there, Carl.
Well, a crazy race deserves a crazy ending, I guess. And here at Hickory Motor Speedway, we had a lot of crazy all over the place. So, with tonight's race, we did see that the number 9 of Ronald Cole did take that lead after the leaders wrecked out and was able to be advantageous and stay up in front. Alex Marinelli with the 2nd place position, fighting for that lead lap. So this is just a wild night of racing here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
No doubt indeed, Carl. It was definitely wild all the way down to the end there for these 125 laps. But man, oh man, Ron Cole brings it out with the win there. That is awesome to see.
Definitely awesome to see. Great for the 88 of Brad Hoggett as well. And RS Center decided to stay out with all that damage and was able to keep 4th. So we definitely saw some awesome racing with Ryan Skulney there in 5th position with a great finish. Johnny Hurst in 6th, Payne Hill in 7th with after a great showing earlier on. John Piet in 5th position. I'm sorry, in 8th. Stefan Hassett, last week's winner, caught mired in some incidents there in 9th, and Justin Hamlin there in 10th.
Yeah, that's a really tough race for a few guys there, especially got to look back. I mean, all the way back to the 11th position there, Mara Ekalani. I mean, on the pole. Just an unfortunate mistake there at the end, race for the lead, and it's going to put him out there from the points lead back to the 11th position. That's definitely going to be helping a few drivers out there. Unfortunately, Stephen Hassett was 2nd in points there. It was 9th. He's not going to be gaining too much from that position.
Not at all. And, you know, we love racing here at the Maple Ridge Racing Series. Don't forget, we will be back next week. And I'm just trying to see where we're going, but don't forget to log in and hit that subscribe button. We will be here same time next week, and this is Carl with Zach and Robert Moyer. And don't forget, until next time, keep it freaky fast.